What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Prop, and you're probably wondering, Kevin, is this a cigar review that we're seeing you do after such a long hiatus? Calm down, it's gonna be biased. Yes, not too long ago on the I Tapped That Cigar show, I think about 3 weeks, we had Brandon Ovison. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I just called him Brandon, of Apostate Cigars on the show. What a fantastic show. Loved hearing his story. And afterwards, he sent me a shirt, a sticker, and some cigars. So, of course, I'm going to smoke them and review. If you're watching this, it's probably going to be a good cigar. If the cigar sucks, I'm not going to post this video. You'll probably see it on Instagram. I'll post it because I got the shirt behind me. I'll probably come in the second half wearing that shirt. But I'm really stoked because he's got a Candela, and everybody knows how much, right, like half the people just clicked off the video. I don't know, I'll come up with a witty thumbnail to get you hooked in here. But everybody knows I love Candela. It's such a fantastic cigar, in my opinion, because it's got history. It's one of the cigars, you know, all of our grandfathers, you know, a lot of our fathers smoked Candelas up until 74, 75. So all cigars are green, the American market selection. So I can kick back with a Candela cigar, and I didn't really know my grandfather, you know, he died when I was really young, but it's a way for me to connect with a man that I really don't remember. So it was like, so I can sit back with my Candela and be like, yeah, this is what Grandpa smoked. I mean, that's all he smoked, and I wonder what he was doing, you know. So yeah, so I think that's a little bit why I like Candela. It's just the history of it, and I really do like that little bit of sourness, that little bit of hay, that greenness of the cigar, and not just the color. So let's get right into it. This is the Apostate number 4, the Feathered Serpent. Size 6.5 by 46, Corona Gorda. Who doesn't love that size? Wrapper is Corojo Candela, Dominican Republic. Binder, San Andreas from Mexico. Filler, Dominican Republic. Named after Quetzalcoatl, the Mesoamerican god of antiquity. The unique cigar features a special Candela wrapper once common in the American cigar market. A true anytime smoke. And we're going to try and take as much as my biases out of this. We have our tasting sheet here, our score sheet. Basically, we break it down into 4 categories. Would I buy this cigar again? Baseline 10 points. No, deduct 2 points. Stick only, deduct 1 point. Box worthy, even. Appearance, baseline 10. And then we got some points off. Same with construction. And then my overall flavor. So out of basically 3, you know, I mean, I guess half of them are, you know, subjective, and the other half is not. So let's start off with looking at it. Stunning. Just absolutely stunning looking cigar. I don't even know if you can see that. The green is just magnificent. It has got a closed foot. It has got a little pigtail, or a colita as some would call it. The band is just amazing. The font's a little small, I'm having a hard time reading some of the words that are written on there, but it's a beautiful looking Candela cigar. It's not smooth. It is a rustic Candela. It's got some lumps, bumps, and veins, but it just looks like you picked a green leaf off a tree and you rolled a cigar with it. So I don't know what time is it. Hey Alexa, what time is it? Can you tell me what time it is? I'm gonna have to get the time here in a second. But a size, we already said that, 6.5 by 46. Let's go with the humidity level. I got these in like last week, so hopefully we're back up with or back in in a good spot. Right on the Cigar Medics humidimeter, 66.2. It's leveling off, so we're going to say 66%. Let's go ahead and get this. Trying to think of the best way. I really don't want to straight cut it. I think I'm going to V-cut it, only because I want to leave as much of that Candela wrapper in my mouth. I do have the baller from Cigar Medics. I gotta give it Luigi. Like I said, I cut a bunch of cigars with it, and it's getting a little dull. That is green. Go outside, pick any leaf from your tree, put it in your mouth. That's what this tastes like. And surprising, I'm getting a little cocoa on that. So we're going to go ahead and, I'm not going to toast it. It is a closed foot, so I kind of want to get some of that, that initial Candela. There is that grassy hay that I just love in a Candela. Surprisingly, I'm getting a little buttered popcorn, and it was that is strange. I don't know how weird was that. And there it is again. I'm getting that buttered popcorn. And then on the finish is I'm getting that hay, and for me, it kind of sucks a little bit because I'm not getting that sourness. I love the sourness. I'm really digging it. I've never gotten that buttered popcorn before out of a Candela. Yeah, I'm really digging it. The only one we can mark off appearance, we got baseline 10. Appearance, it's just going to be a 10. There's no deductions for that. It looks absolutely fantastic. Every puff is that buttered popcorn. We've got a little bit, which is not uncommon. We've got a little bit of a burn. I don't want to say an issue right from the beginning because I kind of been puffing on it a little bit much, but that's what happens on Candela sometimes, especially if you got Mexican San Andres underneath of it. It's a little bit hardier of a wrapper. That Candela is almost going to want to burn a little faster on the outside than that Mexican San Andres. Even a Pennsylvania broadleaf is going to want to burn a little slower. So it's just something you're going to have to get to know, when you deal with when you smoke Candelas. So far, every puff, every initial bringing it in, instantly hits the palate. I'm getting that buttered popcorn. On the finish, I'm getting that that grassiness, that hay. There is no sour. Now when I'm licking my lips, so I've got the Candela on my lips. As I'm smacking my lips and licking with my tongue, I am getting a little bit of that sourness that I really, really like. Let's see how it's pairing so far with my Bacardi Diet. Quite nice. Quite nice. It's, yeah, I think it needs something. I don't know what that needs. So, all right, cats and kittens. Buttered popcorn. I shit you not. So I'm just going to smoke this up. I'm going to take a little bit, some time with it. I don't know if you can see that. It's starting to get a little wonky. So I'm going to smoke this up. Going to take some notes. May come back at the half. May not. May just finish it up. I don't know what to tell you. But all I know is I got to put on an Apostate shirt now. Take some IG stuff. And then we'll see you back here in a little bit. All right, we're just leaving the first third here, and no update. I just got a funny story. So I'm at PCA last year, and I got my buddy with me. He's doing my camera stuff for me since I was on crutches, and all morning long he kept looking over at a guy going, "Is that Tommy Farrell? Is that Tommy Farrell?" And then he kept saying that, and I'm like, from afar, and I'm like, I don't think that's Tommy Farrell. At one point, this gentleman was close to us, so I just walked up with my crutches, and I go, "Hey, excuse me, "Are you Tommy Farrell at Nickel City Cigars?" And then he goes, "No." So I just hobbled away. I told Jessica that in our Broadleaf Bullies on podcast with Kerr and Jen, I told that story afterwards, and they go, "Well, who was he?" And I go, "Oh, I don't know. I forgot to ask." They go, "Did you introduce yourself?" I go, "No." So they're like, "So let me get this straight. You hobbled up to a guy, asked him if he was somebody else. He said no, and you just walked away." And I go, "Yep." So fast forward about 4 weeks ago, I'm getting the thumbnail ready for the I Tap That Cigar show with Brandon from Apostate Cigars. So I'm always looking for a photo that nobody else uses for these, from our thumbnails. And I'm scrolling through and I saw one. I go, and then I instantly sent him a message. I go, "Hey, were you at PCA last year?" And he goes, yeah, we were there." And I go, "Random, did some guy come up to you and ask if you were Tommy Farrell from Nickel City Cigar?" And he sent back, he goes, "I remember that exactly." And he goes, "Yes, that happened." And then I came, and then it was like a brief second. And then he came back, he goes, "Was that you?" And then I go, no, just asking." And I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." And he's like, "I vividly remember that whole thing." And yeah, and then we had him on the show, and we brought that up on the show. But yeah, so that was just a funny story I thought I would tell. All right, we're back. We're getting down to the nub of the cigar. So, that buttered popcorn, still all the way through. You ever get to the end of a bag of popcorn, and sometimes you got some kernels left, and you bite into them, or you're sucking on them, and you get some of that popcorn remnants on your lips, and then like 10 minutes later you're like, and I can still taste that. That's what I'm getting still, and I absolutely love it. Mascara line is super thick on it. Wonky burn, but it does self-correct. I really think it's the Candela over the Mexican San Andres. That Mexican San Andres is burning just a little more slowly. It's a thicker wrapper. The Candela is wanting to burn ahead of it. But it does kind of go back and forth. It's not rock solid, but I really didn't care. I had to shoot another video on a new lighter we're offering on the website. So I set the cigar down. I did a quick, it was 4 minutes and 53 seconds on the video. So when I turned the camera off, I came back down. I picked up my lighter to light it, and then I was going to purge it, and the cigar was still lit. After 4 minutes, 53 seconds, the cigar was still lit. That says something about the quality and the construction right there. Second, third, I was starting to get a little bit slight irritation on my throat. Now, you know me, I've mentioned in the past, for me, that's usually indicative of a little bit of a higher nicotine level. But in this case, I know it's the chlorophyll. It's that green, that chlorophyll is still in there on a really heavy green Candela cigar. I know that chlorophyll will itch my throat a little bit. It wasn't uncomfortable. I just happened to notice it. Burn line in the second, third, very ugly still, but it never gets away from me. Still not holding a rock solid ash, but who cares? It did fall a couple of times. At one time, I got almost to an inch of ash, but I was being really careful with it. And then just a slight movement to take a perfect selfie, and it fell. It pissed me off. Final third, just a few minutes past, we're going into the final third. I did have to relight it once. It just went out. That did give me a chance, because I usually just flip open my lighter and I kind of brush all the ash off before I relight it and purge it. And that did give me a chance to kind of knock it a little bit straight. The only note I have, really, the cigar seemed just a touch. I mean, just a touch underfilled, which could be why that the ash wasn't super strong, super rock solid. But it just felt just a little light. It's not something I'm gonna nitpick, because it was still a good cigar. So let's go over some of the scoring. Would I buy this cigar again? No, deduct 2 points. Stick only, deduct 1 point. Definitely a box-worthy cigar, so that just kept its baseline 10. Appearance, we already talked about that. It is a 10, a gorgeous-looking Candela cigar. Construction. No tunneling, no snug draw, no more than one relights. Burn line does not self-correct. It always self-corrected. I ended up deducting a half a point for the ash. So we got a 9.5. The ash just, it bothered me just a little bit. It's not a big deal, but it was just enough to where I deducted a half a point. Overall flavor, this one was really subjective. It wasn't a 10. It wasn't a, no cigar is a 10. I mean, I'm sure there are, but for me it wasn't a 10. Then I stepped down. Do I decide to give it a 9? A 9 would mean I would, as soon as I put this down, I would crave another one right away, like right away. And I didn't crave another one. So 9 was out of the question. So for me, I'm thinking 8. Definitely nothing lower than an 8, period. I mean, this was just a great cigar. So I ended up going with an 8. So that gave the total score of a 9.375 out of 10. If you're doing that out of 100, you could say this cigar scored a 93, if you want to say it. I don't like that. It's a 9.375. I would say this cigar is, it's definitely mild medium. It's not a full medium. It's definitely not a mild cigar. So right there, I gave it a mild medium. I would say, I would put this up there with the Fuente 858 Candela, the Illusione Candela. I'd put it up there with the Camacho Candela. I'd put it up there with some of the best Candelas on the market today. Like I said, I'd like to. I'm definitely going to smoke. I definitely got another one, so I'm going to smoke it again. It's just that little bit of nagging that it was just slightly a little bit light. I think just a little bit more tobacco packed in here. I think would just made that ash a little bit more solid. Me, I'm a Monday morning quarterback. I think of, was Mexican San Andres the best binder to use on this cigar? I don't know. It's not my opinion. Would I love to have seen this filler and this beautiful Candela? I mean, you can tell. I don't know. I can tell that they spared no expense finding the perfect Candela wrapper leaf for this cigar. So yeah, I'd love to try this with another thin. I'd love to try this with a Habano wrapper to see what that would be like. So this green Candela burns a little quicker. I think that Habano burns a little quicker. I don't know. It's a Corojo Candela. I'd love to see it with a Corojo binder, but that's not what we're doing. That's not my, that's why I don't do reviews anymore, because I overthink them and I try and Monday morning quarterback a cigar that I didn't make. This cigar was blended by people who thought that this was the best, and that's what I have to judge this on. But that's the cigar blend. I'm not a blender, but we make cigars as well. We've done a lot of collaborations. That's my over analytical brain taking over. So yeah, 9.375. Pick this up. Definitely check out Apostate Cigars, their social media, and they have a great lineup. Brandon's super cool cat. I didn't get a chance to meet his partner on the show, but definitely go back and watch. I'll try and link the I Tapped That Cigar show where he had Brandon on, and yeah, you could be thinking, Kevin, you're wearing the shirt. You got the cigars for free. You had a good interaction with Brandon. Could you be a little bit biased towards this cigar? I said that at the beginning. You're damn right I am. But with that being said, also I hope you trust and value my opinion that I really try to separate all of that, and then try and give you the best, review of this cigar. And honestly, it's a great cigar. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to light up another one. So, all right, cats and kittens. We haven't done these. What do we decide that we're ending these on? Because it still give your cigars. We're going to end it old school. All right, cats and kittens. Remember, make sure you give your cigars the props they deserve.